The apple tree is really blooming.
My potatoes to plant. What you do is you take a potato, which I have a red potato here. I like to quarter it, and you want to quarter it where you have at least 2 eyes in a quarter. So, and when you do plant them, you plant them with your eyes sticking up. So what you want to do is have like a little, you want to have a little crust form on them. Not where it becomes moldy, but just a crust. Because here's one that I'm gonna have to throw away because I did these too early. When it gets like that, you want to throw it away.
We're finally able to start planting. Jeffrey's planting potatoes right now. I just got here. And he's got straw there. We're gonna put around the plants once he gets them planted. And this is what it looks like. Jeffrey's gonna explain how he plants potatoes, and we'll go from there.
What I like to do is put a half a cup of fertilizer of the Chicken Supreme in one of my holes, just a half a cup.
This is fertilizer Chicken Supreme?
Yeah, and I found out this helps. So I got my white potatoes on this side and my red potatoes.
So we're planting 2 types of potatoes, white and red.
These are my red, and like I said earlier, or in a video that I'm sure you'll be watching soon, I like to plant 2 eyes, have 2 eyes before I plant them. And you plant your eyes up, just like this. And I'm gonna go to the other side and plant my white.
Oh, plant them on the other side, okay. And you can see here he's already has some in the ground. I've got to go back and cover them up with the hoe. And he has told me I'm going to mound them up. And I'll show you all how the mound looks as well.
Not too high because we're going to use straw to build our mounds so we don't have to. So when we do harvest, I won't have to work as hard. We got more than 2 eyes on here, which is good. And I made a video earlier this week how you kind of want them to crust up. That protects them from disease.
Okay. And he learned all this from our Grandpa Charlie, my mother's father.
Which I put in the video too.
All right, I'm gonna get busy with what I have to do. We've got 2 rows here, 2 long rows of potatoes.
Which are spaced 3 feet apart.
And he has spaced them 3 feet apart. I have always been corrected or told I didn't plant stuff farther enough apart.
And then in between my potatoes is 12 to 36 inches apart.
Okay. I don't know if you can tell, but he has already done a row and he has them mound up. It's kind of hard to see because it's all blending in. Okay, we've planted all of the potatoes. And now he's following up with straw after we covered them with dirt. And you cover them with the straw because you don't want them to touch the ground once they start sprouting. I said you're covering them with straw because you don't want the sprouts to be on the ground.
No, so instead of mount or hilling them, you hill them with straw.
Okay.
So when we come to harvest, all we got to do is pull the straw back and pull our potatoes up.
we're gonna plant the cabbage in this area here. I've got the landscaping fabric out, and now I have the row cover and the little metal things that go across it. I don't know exactly what you call it, but it keeps the row cover from touching the plant. This is what everything looks like. It's called insect screen. And then these are the rods that you put together. Here's the directions. And then on the outside lining of the covering, we're going to put mulch down to keep the fabric from blowing up. We could use dirt, but I think it's going to be easier just to use mulch. Jeffrey's laying out the landscaping fabric. Then we're going to make an X in it, and then we're going to plant the cabbage in it, put dirt around the cabbage, build it up, and then we're going to put these hooks that I have made. I call them hooks. I don't really know what you call them. Let me put it out there so you can see it a little better. And we're going to stick those in the ground, and then we're going to put the covering, what do they call this? The insect screen over that. And hopefully that'll keep the insects out of our cabbage. We were able to get 4 long rows of the landscaping fabric put down. Starting to get dark on us, so we're gonna try to rush and plant the onions. We're gonna have to wait on the cabbage. Hopefully we can get that done in the morning before the rain hits, because it's supposed to rain all weekend long. And then we can get down those hoops and the insect screen over the cabbage once we plant those. We did get the potatoes planted. That's one good thing. Getting ready to start planting our onions. We're going to do a long row of white and yellow onions. And then this row here is going to be cabbage. Then we're going to skip and start with onion again. I'm going to plant the red onion. And then the next aisle is going to be cabbage. So we're going to do onion, cabbage, onion, cabbage. And when you plant the onion, show them how you plant the onion again, or tell them a little bit about it.
Put the root down.
And you still leave some of the onion exposed like he did. That onion's right there. Day 2. We're out here this morning. I've already cut holes for the first row of cabbage. I'm gonna plant green cabbage in this row right here. Yesterday we planted onions here. He planted white and yellow onions in this row right here. And then at this far row here, I planted a long row of red onions. And actually, if I figured correctly, we're gonna have 54 red onions because I planted 2 per slot. But I'm gonna get started on getting this cabbage in the ground. What I'm gonna do is half a cup of this fertilizer here. We've got green and purple cabbage. He's gonna get some more green cabbage. I think we have 18 heads total now. And then once I get that in the ground, I'm gonna top it with this topsoil and go from there. I've got all the cabbage planted. We have a total, what, of 24? Yeah, I have 18 of the green cabbage and 6 of the red cabbage. And Jeffrey's going along. This is something new we're trying. We're putting the hooks on. Those are the green things. And then we're gonna put the covering over it to protect the cabbage from bugs, hopefully. And he also thought of something else. We put mulch around the cabbage as well to deter the weeds that could possibly grow up through the weed covering. This is as far as we got. We were trying to put dirt and mulch around the barrier here. It wasn't long enough. We only have 6 more cabbage plants that are exposed, but we're not going to worry about cutting the other netting. It would be too tedious. But we got caught by the rain, so we had to stop. Hopefully we can finish this another day. Jeffrey was able to come out here yesterday after the storm. He said it didn't rain as hard out here. It rained pretty heavy where I lived. But we had to get out of the garden yesterday because it was pouring down. But he finished putting the mulch around our little barrier for this cabbage, so we're gonna see how that holds up. He's tilling up the rest of the garden today. Well, not the rest of it, but he's tilling it up section by section. He had originally wanted to hire a guy to plow it up with his tractor, but he decided if he did it section by section, he'd go ahead and do it that way. And he's always done it this way before, but to save time, the past couple of years, he did have a guy who had a tractor to come out and do it, but so far it's working. It's a beautiful day. Kind of humid, but the wind is really blowing, so it's a nice breeze. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching our channel, Siblings A&J Gardening. I'm Angela, and that's my brother Jeffrey running the tiller. We appreciate all the support you all have given us. In a couple of months, it'll be a year that we started this channel. So thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all for the ones who have liked, shared, and passed our channel along by word of mouth or social media. We really appreciate it. Be blessed. Stay safe.